Hi everyone, it's Courtney and...
Hi everyone, it's Andrew.
And we are Party of Two TV here on YouTube. And he's got jokes today.
Jokes today.
And also maybe some broccoli.
Oh no, that's Chick Sticks Bunnies.
Oh, okay. Anyway, what's up guys? It's Sunday afternoon. We are sorry that we didn't post earlier this week. We've been having a bit of a crazy week and we sometimes don't see much of each other during the week. So we went to eat lunch together with family that I have in town visiting, and we went through Walgreens because we needed to get some fiber gummies for our oldest son. And while I was in there, I picked up the knot because Andrew's sister is getting married and I want her to see this because oh my gosh,
you want to plan her
stinking fabulous. No, I don't, but I just love weddings.
From start to finish.
And then when I was in there, I got Chick Sticks and Bunnies. I keep blocking your face, sorry. I got Chick Sticks and Bunnies, which are the best sweet tarts ever, and they only come out at Easter time. And honestly, you guys, we have been searching for these for years in this area, right? Because it's like the only time that we eat sweet tarts. And we couldn't ever find them, and I saw them in Walgreens and I was like, oh my gosh, and the lady was like, what is wrong with you, woman? So yeah, that's what we've been doing today. So hope you guys are having a great weekend. Today we wanted to talk with you about what Andrew and I think are one of the biggest lies and misconceptions that people tell you, either when you're getting ready to get married or people who have been married for a long time. Sometimes they say this crazy thing.
Is marriage hard?
Is marriage hard? We think
the answer.
That people, yes we do, right?
We have the answer.
We think that people like build it up to be this big huge thing, like, oh, marriage is so hard and marriage is gonna ruin your life, or it's gonna be like just this like crazy thing where you're gonna be fighting each other all the time, and it's gonna be this constant struggle about like how many times am I gonna have to give up what I want for this person, or how many times is he gonna have to give up what he wants for me and what I want. And honestly, I don't think that it was ever, or in fact I know it was never meant to be that way. Marriage is supposed to be this team where two people are together and they get through the things that life throws you. And what we believe is that life is what is hard, and life is so unpredictable, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah, life's going to suck whether you're married or not. So
true,
things are gonna happen in your life whether you're married or not.
That's true. And what we love about marriage and what we think is one of the biggest blessings of marriage is that we have each other to lean on through really tough and difficult times. Recently, Andrew and I went through something with one of our sons that was extremely hard, very scary, and it was probably the worst experience of my entire life. And I think it was then that I learned more than ever that Andrew is on my team. He's on my side, and I am not walking through life alone. And that is such a huge blessing. Things are going to be thrown at you that you are not going to understand why, and you're going to be scared, and things are going to be hard, and your job might be horrible, and you might have illnesses that you have to deal with, or you might have sick family members, or anything that you can think of could happen. But as long as you have each other, that is what's important. And so we don't like the idea that people kind of put it in their heads that marriage is this hard thing. And I think that it affects our culture when we dwell on it like that. And when we talk about it, instead of talking about it being good and a wonderful experience, and a lot of times we even kind of joke, and it has this underlying like seriousness to it. Like Andrew and I were talking on our way to lunch about how like you'll see the cake toppers where the bride is dragging the groom behind her, and like that's all in fun, and we totally get that. We laugh at things like that too. But I think in our culture it's become this like underlying message that there's like this, you're like tied down and it's awful and you have no freedom and you don't get to be your own person anymore. And that's not true. I think that if you love each other the way that God wants you to, then you will grow and be the person that you were actually created to be.
I think one of the big keys to marriage is the fact of there's still, like, you're going to be yourself, I'm going to be myself too. There's sacrifice, as with all things. There's got to be sacrifice on both ends, so it shouldn't just be one person, and you shouldn't expect your spouse to change or want to change or anything. Like, the whole point is to like we said, just be there for each other.
Right.
So,
and I don't think we're saying, like, you know, don't change if you're, like, being a horrible person, or you're, like, lying, or you're, like, going out and being unfaithful. That's not what we mean at all. But I think that if you go into marriage thinking that you're going to be able to change your spouse into what you want them to be, that should never be your goal, because not only do you need to extend more grace than you would even give yourself to your spouse, but you also need to be encouraged to pray that your spouse would become the person that God created them to be. And I guarantee you, if your spouse becomes the person who God created and purposed for them to be, that they will not be someone that you can't get along with. God's not going to make you miserable for the rest of your life with somebody. He wants to bless your marriage. He wants to bless you. He wants to bless your spouse. He wants you to walk in favor, and he wants you to have the things that he has planned for you. But you've got to work towards that together, and you can't fight each other. You need to lean into each other and pull the plane up. Don't let things rock you to the core. Protect your marriage. Keep it safe from other people. Keep it safe from negativity. People who just want to tear you down or tear your spouse down. Don't let that happen. Don't let your mind be fed by people who have negative opinions, even about their own marriage or their own spouse. If you hear somebody talking negatively and bringing their spouse down, don't be around those people. Those kinds of people are going to feed your spirit and feed your mind with things that will cause division and separation in your life, and that is not what you need. You've got to hold on to your spouse and realize that that person is on your team and you're fighting for the same goal together. So that is kind of where we're at.
That is well put.
Thank you.
Very well put.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So,
also, you know, you could take us for example. We are complete opposite people, like when it comes down to the core. Complete opposites. But, you know, we are we're best friends in life, soulmates in life. We come together in life, and we get through life pretty easily. I mean, there's things that we go through, and but, you know, the fact that being such opposite people, it kind of makes it work easier. You know, it kind of contracts each other. Yeah, that's it. That's the word. Contrast each other better.
Yeah, and that's not to say that we don't fight, or we've never, like, had a disagreement or anything, because that's not true. We definitely go through things in our life. We have bad days. We take our frustrations out on each other sometimes, and it's awful. It's hard, the things that life throws at you. But you've got to remember that that's your person, that's your best friend. And when people kind of laugh about, like, your spouse being your best friend, like that's some sort of negative thing, don't even listen to that. That's crazy. Your spouse should be your best friend. And they should be the person that you want to spend your time with and invest your life with. So, before our little one starts crying in the car, we will say goodbye, but just know that we love you guys. Remember that we are praying for you, and that you are loved very much by us, and that we are praying for your marriages and your relationships, and we will see you guys soon. Bye.